Not going to record. I've got the recording on unmuted. Hi, everybody.
So I opened it up in the chat box for people just to talk about a little bit about what's their relationship to energetic boundaries. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about energetic boundaries and how it became important to me. And the reason it became important was learning about the price that I paid to not have it. Because usually what drives us to be able to learn skills is often pain, right? Like, it's unfortunate to say that, but it's just a part of the human experience. So for a long time, I was really empathic. I'm still empathic. But what I would do is I'd be so empathic that I couldn't feel my sense of self. My sense of self was everything around me. And it's funny because most people are like, wow, you really know yourself. And it's taken a lot of work to get here. So I had a teacher that really helped me be aware of when I would be feeling people or listening to them, how much I would just be merging into their field. I literally would lose my center and again, be so empathic that I couldn't feel the difference between my feelings and their feelings. And I would often just take on other people's pain. So when I was a kid, a big thing I learned about myself is that I was a healer, and I couldn't change my family dynamics. I couldn't change the fighting. I couldn't change the drug abuse. I couldn't change what was going on around me. And so what I could do was feel it. And that was my way of taking on the pain to heal it or transmute it. And so I became riddled with like so much body pain. I had pre-cervical cancer. I've ripped my shoulder cuffs twice, and I've just managed a serious amount of body pain, and have worked a lot with an energy healer that's taught me a lot of these tools, as well as a shamanic energy healer, about how to manage my own field, how to move energy, how to release emotions, so that, again, I'm kind of not taking on other people's pain or taking on the energy that's around me. So I've learned a lot of these tools of, again, energetic awareness. And again, when am I leaving my center to, again, take on other people's pain as a way to heal or transmute energy?
I want to say that so many of the people that we coach are, and probably almost all of you, because I'm looking at all of our friends who are here, are empathic. And I do believe, honestly, that a lot of us, a lot of you, came to this world with the intention of helping to raise consciousness. And then you're a little kid, and there's very little you can do as a little kid, but you're feeling the pain of your parents. You're feeling the pain of the world. You're feeling the pain all around you. Oh, well, I'll at least, either consciously or unconsciously take it on. And so many of the people we've worked with, that's the case. I also want to say the other side of it is that as a man, I just want to be honest, when we get older, we love the experience of having a woman who totally surrenders to us, who totally receives us, who wants to merge with us. When we're younger, when we're in our 20s or 30s, we even want to plant our seed inside of her. And there's a whole kind of power dynamic in there that then is typified in the act of lovemaking. Now, it can be very, very beautiful. There's also a merging, and if the woman is just, and they've proven that DNA comes from a man into a woman, affects the woman, stays with the woman for a long time, as well as the energetic boundaries that we're going to be talking about today. Mm-hmm. So even if you're not a sensitive man, but you're just wanting that experience of your woman fully receiving you, you're still merging with her in a way and then leaving her with your energetic imprint. And I just want to, as a man, name that happens. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate seeing some of my favorite men, Stephen and David, are with us today. Thank you. Yeah. We got to train our brothers to be conscious about that.
Yeah. And just to start being aware of ourself, our center in our body, and again, the energy that's around us. So right now, as I'm sitting here, I'm really sensing, I can actually feel Scott's energy about right here, as I'm just really tuning into it. And I'm feeling kind of my energy kind of wanting to go past, but I just am noticing energetically how I'm feeling the energy that's around me and then my own field. And we're going to actually help you to become aware of that. And so then you're able to basically be aware of how to, I don't want to say manipulate your field, but how to bring your energy in, right? How to keep it contained or close.
How to create a bubble.
How to create a bubble, but also how the awareness of when is my field too open and permeable, and when to open my field. You know, like opening our field is super important in nature, you know, where we can be re-energized and sourced from, you know, the energy of nature that's very life-giving. So, and then when I pull my energetic boundaries in when I go out into the world and I'm going to be around a lot of people, I feel, and again, I make sure that I'm really grounded, I'm connected to source, I feel that connection, and I'm aware of, again, my energy and how to pull it in to again, for safety, protection, and honoring my own field and staying connected, feeling myself.
So we're going to move forward and we're going to ask some questions. And as we ask the question, we really want to invite each of you to reflect on it. And then we're going to ask for at least one or two of you to share with the group what comes up for you. And that'll be a way for us to kind of involve all of you. We really hope you all will answer the questions within yourself. We also look forward to hearing from some of you.
I do want to say, from a scientific perspective, they're actually, and again, a lot of modalities of Eastern modalities like acupuncture, energy healing, a lot of those modalities are addressing the energetic body, the nadis, or the energetic fields that are coming. Looks like someone shared.
Whoever hit screen share, the person named MacBook Pro, please stop the share because you're now sharing your screen with everybody.
So it's a stop share button, I think, on the top. Is that correct?
Thank you
so
Yay.
much. Yay.
Okay.
So again,
let's get to the questions.
Yeah. So again, through these modalities, you know, of acupuncture, they work with the meridian system, which are actual lines that connect to your organs that permeate out of the body. Also the chakra system. Many of you have heard, you know, the chakras and how they can, again, have imbalances. So it's been shown a lot that what happens is when we have stagnation or pain that is affected or that has permeated the energetic field, when we don't manage or clear that, it then hits the emotional body. And then when we don't clear our emotions, right, our pain, our sense of fear, our grief, our hurt, then what happens is there's more stagnation, and then it hits the physical body and it actually manifests as disease or dis-ease in the physical body. So I've met a lot of acupuncturists that said they have the worst job of all because they actually see people that have been rejected by the medical system and when it's actually now manifested in the physical body. Their work is usually, how do I start clearing in the energy body and the subtler bodies so that I can keep it clean and clear before actually getting to the physical manifestation of disease. So again, I just wanted to put that piece in there for just more awareness of some of these things that we have no idea, you know. Okay, so we want to go ahead and get to the questions?
Yeah, because we want to engage all of you. So please answer the questions. And then for some of those who have your cameras on, and we always appreciate people turning their cameras on because we like to see you. So if you can turn your cameras on, that's great. And those who do have cameras on and you would like to answer the question for the group, that would be wonderful. So the first question is, do you have a conscious relationship with your energetic field? Are you conscious of that? Before today, before this class, is that something you're already conscious of? And kind of connected to that question, so we're going to put the two together. Are you aware of your energetic field and how you can enmesh or merge with another person's energetic field? I want to hear from someone who is in that awareness and kind of talk a little bit about your experience of that. All right. And yes, Shakti Shiva, that'd be great if you post the questions. Thank you. So anybody want to kind of share their experience of working with your energetic field?
Awesome.
Kate.
And we're going to time people to be 60 seconds or less.
Yeah. Thank you for being our first person to speak, Kate. Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here and see all of you, and I'd like to welcome my dear friend Kristen, who's joining us tonight from New York City.
Yay! Hello,
Welcome.
Kristen.
Today. This is such a valuable topic for me right now because, yes, I am very aware of my energetic field, and I think I have a hard time managing it. I think I'm one of those people that's very empathic and psychic and plugged in to like the bigger field, and I feel like a lot of times I have a hard time managing what's going on with me and whether something's going on with me or I'm just feeling energy from around me or in the world. And sometimes it's very challenging for me to try to manage that. You know, I've spent all these years meditating and dropping in and raising my and all that stuff, and now sometimes I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. And I love how she froze right on that. That was amazing.
She actually, she froze, almost like creating her energetic boundary. That was
You
awesome.
did.
It was like, that's my energetic field right here. That's
Kate,
where
you
I'm
got to go
stopping.
watch the video. You literally froze just like that. It was amazing timing. So
That's amazing.
For support from other people on how we can more consciously manage that interaction if we're extremely sensitive to what's going on in the world. I was telling Kristen today, there have been times like when I woke up in the morning, I felt perfectly great the day before. I can wake up in the morning and I feel horrible. I can barely get out of bed. I don't know why. It's like, what's going on? I get out of bed, I go out throughout my day. Then I hear there was an earthquake in India
right.
the night before that killed 6,000 people. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Am I connected to that or am I making this up?
Yeah, I think you're connected to it. I'm going to mute. Thank you, Kate. Just by raise of hands, I'm not going to call on you right now, but who has similar experiences where you just wake up and you don't know why you're feeling what you're feeling, but your sense is I'm picking up either a macro experience or at least the energetic field of the home I'm in or the neighborhood I'm in. Yeah. So.
Well, I have a great tool. It's a really simple tool. If people would like to learn it to manage that. It's really quick. It's just a couple minutes. And this is a tool that I use quite a bit. And sometimes I'm at my knees when I actually remember to use it. So it's just so interesting how finally when we engage tools is kind of when we're like, you know, can't get out of bed. We're like desperate. Usually what happens is I notice there's something going on in my body. Right? There's like some weight or there's a heaviness or there's a density or there's pain. There's my heart. There's like a stabbingness in my back. Just really getting in touch closely with your body sensations as an empath is really important. And actually dropping in and going into your body and actually feeling exactly what's alive there. And then I ask this question, is this pain and is this energy mine? Is this pain or is this energy mine? And there's two things that usually happen. If I feel an expansion or a lift off of my body, like an expansion into the field, that means that it's in the collective field. It's something from the collective field that now I'm feeling. If I start to notice an imploding inward or like I can feel the energy going inside my body or it's a density in my body, then it's actually something that's inside of me. So it's like I'm either over worrying or I'm like, you know, I've got self-inventory work to do, right? It's something about the way I've dissipated my energy. It's some issue that I've taken on or I feel responsible for. There's just ways that, again, it's my responsibility of a way I've dissipated my energy or it's something going on with me. So that's a simple tool of helping me recognize when it's something from the field, like the collective field, or something that's inside my body. Now, regardless whether it's the collective field or it's inside your body, it is 100% your responsibility to move that energy out of your body. It's 100% you, whether it's Swimming, exercise, breathing, like imagining that pain leaving.
But, oh, sorry, sound and
Sound and
movement.
movement.
Sound and
Sound
movement.
and movement to release and discharge the energy out of your body. It needs some kind of somatic movement.
Yeah.
Movement.
By the way,
So I have a question. I'm not visible because I don't know how to turn the photo on, and I haven't met you before. But I work with hospice, and I feel like I'm very aware when I'm with people, interacting, of my energy. But I want to talk about, like, so doing yoga really grounds me. Do a lot of yoga, swimming, I dance a lot. But if I'm not doing those things, and like a lot of the times with the kind of work I do, energy will build in my body regardless of me being aware throughout the day, and then go into my third eye, and I'll just sort of have this vibrating energy situation in my third eye at the end of the day. This has been happening for years when I did therapy too. So I'm just wondering how to tune in more throughout the day, checking in, not just when I'm doing yoga or swimming or, you know,
Absolutely.
I mean, if I consciously tell myself to tune in, I do, but I just don't do that every second of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good question.
You know,
and again, it's as a energy healer or as a sensitive empath or somebody doing a lot of this work, it is important to have really good self-care, which means, can I make myself my number one priority?
And I want to say, living with Emily, it's not like it's just when she does yoga in the morning. At any time during the day, I might be hearing, and the dogs kind of look around and look at me. And there she is. She's in the backyard and she's pulling arrows out of her back, or she's, you know, doing sound and movement, or just out of the blue, we'll be driving. We just did a road trip to Canada and back. And we're driving along, and all of a sudden I'll be like, and I'll look at her and she'll say, oh, I'm just moving energy, honey. So, you know, and I'm kind of laugh about it, but it's like, it's the answer to your question, really. It's become part of her routine to not just do it when she's swimming or doing yoga, but just throughout the day when she notices energy inside of her system that's she wants to discharge, you discharge it.
Absolutely. And even when I'm in public, I'll find ways to do it. Like I'll be shaking my shoulder will start twitching, and I'll just literally start running energy out my fingertips. It's like I'm draining that out. I'm draining that out. Or I'll just start like moving, or just like I'll vibrate like that or something. I'll just find ways that I can actually release the energy in public spaces so that I can, again, be considerate of my environment, but also make my self-care a priority.
And, you know, I want to say that as I look at all of you, and I'm imagining all of you as earth angels, you probably have maybe some veils of past pain about being odd, about being different, about being an ugly duckling, about being an angel high vibe in this crazy dense place. And so I'm just guessing for many of you, learning to be invisible, learning to not, you know, draw attention to yourself, play small because that was safer. And so it kind of goes against that to discharge energy, to do things that are not publicly common. But I invite all of you to recognize that you are highly sensitive beings. And I really, truly believe on the higher level, you are used to being on a high vibration astral plane. You came into this dense plane to help humankind at this really delicate time in human history. So please take good care of yourselves. And it's okay if somebody thinks you're a little bit weird, you know?
And we do require, being a sensitive empath, we do require a lot more self-care than most people. We require a lot more taking baths, whatever it is, you know, slowing down. For me, it's like I have a threshold for how much I can work. Otherwise, my body wigs out. So it's just really recognizing, what are your limits? What are things that you can't manage? What becomes too much, or what overstimulates your system? And really, again, not trying to be different, not trying to be the way the world thinks you should be, or muscle through because that's what other people do. Find what works for you. You know, for a long time, it took me a long time. I could only see 2 clients in a day. It was like, that was my limit. I could not actually manage my own energy. I couldn't manage how much I took on. And I've built my strength over time, but it's taken me many, many years to be able to really have my effective energy management.
Let's ask another question and get a
And then
little more interaction with people. So anybody else want to share their experience of working with their energetic body? Again, just a quick one. Anybody want to share that?
And recognizing when they can enmesh into somebody else, into somebody else's field.
Anybody want to talk about that? Katrina, wonderful. I am unmuting you.
Yeah, so I'm still learning how to work with my energetic body. And one of the things that I can tend to do is definitely empathically merge with somebody, especially if it's somebody I care about and they're in pain. And sometimes my normal skills either don't work to address the pain, or it's just not the appropriate time for me to put my attention there in that way. And what I've found I'm able to do sometimes is just go, okay, if I allow myself to merge with that down energy, I'm not doing either of us a favor. Can I build up my energetic field? Can I come into a place of love and gratitude and feel my connection with my joy in this moment to actually uplift the field and hopefully have a positive impact on others around me through raising a vibration. So it's something I've been working with, and yeah, it's just helped me to really to free myself to say, okay, there's other ways. We don't always have to address things directly. Sometimes just working with our own field is the best medicine for the situation.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Katrina.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I really love that. Like, so uplifting our emotional resonance. So being aware of like, okay, I'm feeling pain in the field, or somebody I care about is going through pain. How can I acknowledge it and have a sense of just being able to acknowledge and even feel it, but not go down with it, but also just to amplify the different virtues or character strengths or, uplifting, emotions that we can bring to the table. I love that. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you,
It's a great
Katrina.
practice.
Yeah. All right, here's the next question for everybody. Who is someone that you are likely merged with? And we've talked about merging with the earthquake in India, but who's an individual that you're likely merged with? If you have a lover, you can probably count on that. Often our mother, because we had that umbilical cord that began life, and very common to even perceive, in this case a little metaphysical, but I believe there are people that still perceive or experience being merged with their mother even after their mother has passed away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who is someone you're merged with? And again, being merged with someone
It's
isn't
not bad.
right? But we want to balance it. So I see David raising his hand. David, you're unmuted.
Hi, guys. Interesting story. When I was in boot camp, I was very, very close with my mom, my aunt, and, just the women in the family were, I just very sensitive towards women. And I was in boot camp, and I was at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and my whole family's in Southern California. And I just woke up in the middle of the night with this really strong sense that something was wrong. And I jumped out of my bunk and I went to the payphone and I called my mom and I said, something's wrong. What's going on? And she said, well, your aunt was just diagnosed with terminal breast cancer. And they just found out, like an hour or two before, that kind of a thing. So it was really weird. I've had a few things like that where I've just sensed that, and I don't know where it came from, but I just felt the energy, and I can pick up on that. Of course, it could be the voices in my head. I'm not really sure because it goes back and forth. But I do pick up on a lot of different energies, and Yeah, it's really interesting. You don't know which ones to believe or not.
Thank you,
It can be
David.
really confusing.
I'm not going to call on anybody, but just by raise of hands, who's had a similar experience to David's where you just all of a sudden knew something? And yeah, so again, it's pretty common. And again, we are telepathic and we are merged and connected, especially with our closest family members. So it's
Let's talk a little bit about the difference between energetic and emotional enmeshment. Because again, there's so many boundaries. There's physical boundaries, there's energetic boundaries, there's spiritual boundaries, there's emotional boundaries. I mean, we could do a lot of work at we could do lifelong journey just on boundary work. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, of course, Emily and I talk a lot about codependence and moving from unhealthy enmeshed codependence into healthy interdependence, where we recognize we're still connected with each other, but there's healthy boundaries, and it's conscious. And so certainly when we are emotionally enmeshed, the biggest gauge of it is that we are basing our happiness or even our comfort on somebody else. If somebody else in our world is unhappy or uncomfortable, we're unhappy, we're uncomfortable. A way that we like to describe it is you've gone over the line when you step outside of your personal integrity to make someone happy or avoid them being unhappy. And again, that's emotional enmeshment, right? And I've done that. I was in a very codependent enmeshed relationship that ended about 16 years ago.
And again, codependency is not bad. We're all like just making our way out, shifting out of that paradigm.
Our little dog right here is very codependent, and we adore him. So we do fuel it a little bit there.
Also, too, emotional enmeshment is whenever you feel like somebody else is, when somebody's triggered or they've done something, when you go into, I've done something wrong, it's my fault, or I'm responsible for their pain. I'm responsible for fixing that because of whatever, because I need to end their pain. That's all unhealthy emotional boundaries. So again, it's recognizing, wow, this person's in pain. I might have done something to contribute that, but again, there's his pain and then there's also my experience.
And so
right?
Remember that empathy, even embodied empathy, we're showing care, and we can even imagine the feelings, but we don't want to actually take on the energy.
Yeah.
And it's a razor's edge. It's a razor's edge. And you got to learn by doing a lot of practices that we're going to work with you on tonight, how to find that balance of really feeling and having care for without taking it on.
And these practices that we're actually going to go into have helped me to not do that, because the more I can feel my body and my field of energy, and even feel Scott's field and his energy, when his stuff comes out, I literally see it come on his field. And if it hits me, if it comes out and hits me, I don't let it go past my field. I let it bounce off. So I don't let it hit my body. So I'm actually aware of when we're in spatial alignment, when he has big stuff up, I pull my field in, I feel him in his field, and then I recognize we're sharing the space between. But I'm not letting anything hit me inside of my body. I'm feeling, I'm connected, but I'm really working with that consciousness and that awareness. And we're going to help you get in touch with how to do that in a couple of the meditations. So excited.
Are there any, before we move forward, are there any questions anybody has about what we've talked about so far? And we just ask that when you ask a question, that it's a question that would probably be of interest to the group. So any questions or significant reflections that have come up? Is this a value? I'm having a need for reassurance. Just want to check in. Oh, okay, great. Okay, thank you. All right, then I guess let's move on.
Okay, so we're going to do our first meditation. It is going to be about 15 minutes, 14 minutes. I just ask that you get yourself into a comfortable seated position. And also, I want to give you permission to, again, notice whatever you notice, any images, emotions, body sensations, specific images, thoughts, memories that come up. All of it is valuable, and all of it is worthy of of a message that wants to be acknowledged by you. So do your best to, again, breathe into whatever you notice and don't let yourself filter it. You know, really breathe in and allow whatever's upwelling to be there. And we're just going to pull up. I actually have both of them up.
No, one of them got lost, sweetie. It was running, and so
I had them all like timed. So.
Unfortunately, the timing now got lost on it because it was running.
So just relax.
Yeah, I'm relaxed. Yep. Just explain to you what happened.
Okay. 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 So can they hear it from now? Or
yeah, they should be able to hear it.
Okay.
We'll have to do a test, but hopefully. Because of this.
Okay.
Let's use our field to connect deeper to ourselves and honor our own energy, and even learn how to have a sense of protection,
Can they hear it?
safety, and containment of our own energy, as opposed to the energy that's on us. It's actually been shown that.
So we're just pausing for a moment. We want to check in with people and see, can people, actually going to stop for a moment. I want to say, are people able to hear that? Were you able to hear that? If so, give us a thumbs up. Were you able to hear what we were sharing? No. So I was to play from your computer so that the sound, because the microphone, then I can plug this microphone back in. So we're going to have to start them both at the same time. Otherwise, it won't be synced. If they're going to be watching it on my computer and hearing it on yours.
They don't watch it. They just.
They don't watch it.
Yeah,
okay, great.
They just need to hear it.
Okay.
So.
So are you ready?
Yeah, just put this down.
Body, so that we can become aware of where our field is and how to best use our field to connect deeper to ourselves and honor our own energy, and even learn how to have a sense of protection, safety, and containment of our own energy as opposed to the energy that's all around us. It's actually been shown that disease often shows up as an imbalance in the energetic field or our auric body. When it's not addressed, it can often then hit the emotional body, and when we're not clearing our emotions, it moves into denser levels of then showing up as disease or dis-ease in the body. So it's important to be able to become energetically sensitive of when we might be taking on other people's energy, or when we may have imbalances in the chakras, so that we can, again, cleanse our field and really take good care of ourselves before it hits into a deeper level of trauma or dis-ease within the body. So I'd like to invite you to sit back and close your eyes and just take a few conscious breaths in through your nose and slowly exhale out your mouth. And I invite you to feel your body. Feel your body on the earth. If you feel called, maybe bring some hands to your body. Just bringing your attention to your body and feeling the weight of your body on the earth. And with each exhale, allowing your body to soften, release, relax, and feel the support, feel the holding of Mother Earth beneath you. And perhaps on each breath, feeling or welcoming in the grounded strength and nourishment that Mother Earth provides you. And I now invite you to consciously move your attention out into your auric field or your energy body, the energy that's surrounding your body. Sometimes I like to imagine my skin or my pores opening and just moving out into the field of energy around your body. And just notice the sensations that you feel as you move out into your energetic field. And as you move out into your field, just noticing whatever you sense around you, above you, in front of you, to the left of your body, to the right, noticing what you feel in your field, and to the back of you. Just continuing to breathe and sense. And now I invite you to do a scan from the bottom of your feet all the way up to the tip of your crown, just sensing what you feel in your chakras as you slowly move up the body. Just acknowledging whatever you're sensing, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're experiencing. No right or wrong. Just a series of sensations, feelings, images. And now I invite you to expand way out. Just imagining your auric fields expanding way out, opening your field wide in all directions. Notice what this feels like. And now I invite you to consciously bring your field way in. Bring it into about a foot around you. And again, just feeling that above you, around you, in back of you, in front of you. Feeling your whole field coming to about a foot, 12 inches around your body. And now I invite you to imagine just playing around with your field of energy. Maybe bringing it in tighter, seeing what that feels like. How do you feel within this level of conscious containment? Just see what it feels like, where you can bring it to a space where you feel it's close to you, but it's not spread too wide, but just where you feel perfectly held. And breathe. The aim is to feel a connection to your auric field while also feeling deeply connected to your body and your center. I call this creating conscious energetic boundaries or an energetic field. And inside this energetic field, this is your place of conscious containment of your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, your experiences. You could call this your safe haven, your energy body that's holding you. And now I invite you to put a hand on your solar plexus, which is located below your heart on your sternum. Just inviting yourself some deep breaths into your body. This is your power center. I invite you to imagine a golden ball of light igniting and growing inside of your power center. Imagine it being energized with your intention. Imagine this ball of light growing and spreading into all areas of your body. This light is healing and full of power, protection, source energy. And spreading this light in all directions in your body. And now moving this light now out into your energetic field. But letting it move out only to the place of your conscious boundary, that place of the spaciousness that felt perfect for you. Again, filling this healing light into all areas of your field, your energetic boundary above you, behind you. Fill your boundary of light to the right of you, to the left of you, and even beneath you. Allowing yourself to feel powered up and held within this healing source energy. And feel yourself resting in the safety and healing of your own energy body, filled with this light. Some people like to imagine that this is like a golden egg that you're sitting in. Golden egg of healing energetic light. And take a moment and give yourself some gratitude for becoming consciously aware of your energy body and how to use it for your benefit, healing, Again, taking another couple deep breaths. And just coming back to your body. I notice that for me, it's important to open my auric field or really open my energy body in places that I really feel can nourish me or that can re-energize or amplify my field with healing energy. So I notice the best places to really open and expand my field are in nature. Because nature is a great cleanser, a great equalizer, and helps power and source and clear our energetic field. I notice that when I go into places where I'm going to be around a lot of people or I'm going out into the world, I tend to really be aware and conscious of my energy body and pulling it in so that I can, again, feel my body and protect myself from unduly taking on energies that are around me, and how to really stay connected to my center and very contained in my own field of energy. So I hope this was useful, and
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for listening. Would just love to, I think, open it up and to see what people noticed, if they were able to get a sense of their energy field or what they sensed in certain parts of their field or their energy, maybe what it felt like to expand way out or to bring a sense of energy in, and just find out a little bit of what people's experience was.
So if you raise your hand, I can unmute you, or you can also go into the lower left-hand corner. Laura, thank you for being the first person to chat.
Mm-hmm. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Oh, my gosh. Emily, so amazing always. I just so relaxing. And just when you're guided like that, what I notice is I could really feel things that I may not have been in touch with before. And I could so feel the energy fields, especially with the guidance, you know, like spanning out and then going back and learning. And also the whole thing about nature is so helpful because that's available to me whenever I get outside, you know, or even just communing with the tree right in my patio. So like if I don't have your words, you know what I mean? I can connect to that. So that's so helpful. And yeah, it was really, really powerful to feel all that. I've done a little bit of Qigong. And, you know, and it sort of feels like that, you know, if you're just really conscious of moving the energy, and it just seems like a whole amazing world to just dive into.
It is. Yay.
Yay.
Sasha.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I've never done an exercise quite like that before. And I found that I felt most comfortable with the energy field kind of like maybe a foot away from me, and that it was scary for me to open it up like as far as I could go, like it wasn't safe to go that far out.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Thank you for sharing that. And in a way, I want to say congratulations in a certain way, because, you know, there is that level of, if I expand way out, what might happen, you know, what might be out there that I could take on. Or so I think just, again, being aware of where are places that you can open your field fully. And maybe again, in places in nature where you feel held by the trees, or you're out by the ocean, where you feel that nature's holding you, like you're able to feel surrounded in that level of just pure energy.
Right.
So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else want to share their experience? Leah.
Oh, yeah, so you do know it's me. Not
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Oh, I guess I never put my name in my computer. Um, the thing that really struck me was how once you brought in the gold light, how that patched up the leaks that were in my energetic field. And for a few minutes, I was feeling really, after I expanded out and then came back in, I was feeling like suddenly completely exhausted, really depleted. And then as soon as the gold light came, we summoned the gold light, it just smoothed everything out. I feel so that was a really nice gift. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Leah.
Yeah, and the importance of, again, powering up our field with source energy, you know, consciously powering up our field, like imagining that light. And, you know, I did it from the power center. You can also bring it in through your crown or bring it in ways that feel good for you, and take these tools and adapt them to what works for you. The reason I sometimes use the power center is because, again, it's like the solar sun in there. It's like very much of an energizing effect. And the power center in general is not carried with the weight of the emotions. It can tend to be more neutralized. Whereas if we're working with the heart, we're working with more of the emotional body. So I usually use my power center, or I actually bring the cord or the light in from the divine through my crown. So I think,
Got a couple questions?
Yeah, I think we're going to go into a few questions, and then we're going to listen to a second meditation.
Okay. And do you need to prepare on your computer while I ask a couple questions, get ready for the second one?
Yeah.
So, so we're going to ask you these questions again, and we ask you to, really kind of tune in. I'll use my agenda. To really kind of tune in and see how you relate to these questions. And we want to ask everybody to, just answer within yourself, and then we'll ask one or two of you to kind of share what comes up for you. So here we go. The next question is, do I easily feel or take on another person's energies or emotions? Do I feel depleted, exhausted from certain people? Or do I notice I obsessively worry or think about someone or something? And this is what we were talking about before when we were talking about enmeshment. And so when that's happening, it can often create cords of attachment, energy leaks, and it depletes our life force, our energy, our vitality. So I'm just going to ask, as we ask that question, does anything come to mind for anybody? Anything that anybody might want to share? Is there an awareness of how your energy body gets depleted? Or how you might be enmeshed with somebody or the world, kind of like Kate honestly shared at the beginning. Anybody else want to acknowledge how that might happen for them? Laura, thank you.
Yeah, it's been such an amazing journey with David as a partner. It's probably a lot to do with me, but I'm so much more aware of my inner child. And she gets so freaked out when he gets upset or freaked out. And I absolutely welcome it on some levels, because it's just such an opportunity to use the tools that I've learned with you and Emily for the self-sourcing. So I try not to resist it. I just really try to breathe in and notice how scared she gets and just give her so much love. And so that enmeshment is it's sort of like an awakening for me with him to be so connected like that, but also do the self-sourcing stuff you guys have taught me to be able to really love her. And it seems to be working. So it's like, I'm like with David, I'm like, bring it on, like anything that freaks me out, because then I get stronger inside. I can feel it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura. It's a great share. Anybody else? Anything come up to that question? Okay, so next question. Am I willing to cultivate and grow my energetic field of awareness? Am I willing to strengthen my energetic boundaries? I'm going to read one more question. Am I willing to release or discharge uncomfortable feelings, sensations, energies as they arise? And the final question they all kind of go together. Am I willing to bring the energy back to myself? Can I imagine that? Can I experience that? So as, again, we ask those questions, curious if anything came up for anybody wants to share anything. And hopefully you're all contemplating those questions as well. Can you guys relate to the questions? I won't call on you, but can you relate to the questions? Are they relatable? Yeah. Okay, good. Lusana.
Thank you. I think the challenge is having been overwhelmed by energies all around me from childhood on, including earthquakes awakening me that are going on across the world, or whatever political stuff is going on somewhere else. Being able to discern, because it's been so, I've been so enmeshed. It's been so overwhelming, so difficult to discern, even at practicing, because I have practiced asking that question before, is this mine or not? And even then there's like so much that's not mine, that to discern what is mine, to be able to then clear that out, seems very difficult at this moment. I'm really wanting more tools for that, and to discharge, release the uncomfortable feelings as they arise. What about when it's not appropriate? For instance, in public, if I'm alone at home, that's very different, from being out and about and attempting to interact and not take on whatever is going on with everybody else, and I'm talking about, like in the last exercise, I would not go out because there's been sirens almost nonstop for the last week. And so it's like, it's hard enough just, containing and not absorbing all that's going on out there. So I was not willing, which actually was a very good sign for me, because normally I'm just willing to do that. So containment, I think that's what I want, is more on containment and more on clearing out easily.
Thank you, Luciana.
Yeah. I really understand the overwhelm, because it can be so much, and it's just like, Scott's seen me where it's like, I like can't talk. I'm angry, and then I just have emotion. It's just going crazy. And
we were in Canada recently, and we were staying in a particular house for 2 days. And one of the couples in the house was going through really hard stuff. And everything was good between us, but Emily was just like really feeling all this sadness and all this confusion. And the emotions she was feeling were absolutely clearly the emotions going on with this young girl who was staying in the house, who was very stuffed. Someone who stuffs her pain, but she's breaking up. Her boyfriend and her were separating. She was going to be moving back home, leaving, but she wasn't expressing any of it. But we knew that that's what was going on, and Emily totally was feeling those emotions.
And I just learned that I've got to discharge. I just got to it's getting my mind out of the way and recognizing I'm okay. I can make it through this, whatever it is. Like, I'm not going to die, because a lot of it is like, I can't take my overwhelm. And so then I stifle myself because my overwhelm is too scary for me. So it's being able to know that you're safe and that you're not going to be engulfed by your emotions. You got to let them come and pass like waves, and just, again, not let your mind go crazy with it, but just be like, this is energy I'm feeling and it's moving through. I'm feeling this and I'm letting it go. I'm feeling this and it's moving through, and it's only temporary. And the more that you can give yourself permission to actually experience it fully, you'll start to actually manage it better. It's a weird thing. It's like, as you learn to allow it more without filtering it, or without like having your mind do weird things to it, or say I'm bad, I'm wrong, or, you know, I'm fucked up, or any of the stuff that exacerbates it from not allowing the energy to move, you're able to move. And in public, again, I do lots of ninja tools. Like I said, I start like I imagine my fingers vibrating. I allow that, you know, I imagine opening a window behind my back. A lot of times I feel arrows coming into my back. I open my back. I like imagine a window, and I imagine those arrows being plucked out of my back. And then what I do is I seal it with like a blue light, and then amplify it up in my energetic field with light around in my back. So those like are things that I do when I can't like move it, you know, that's consciously what I do in that area. So go ahead.
So I'm beginning to learn how to visualize, for instance, those things, or the golden egg, or what have you, or, you know, breathing in and expressing love, on the times when I don't normally do that. I mean, because other times I normally do that, but I'm talking about when I'm in the overwhelm, you know, to visualize that. But I can't seem to maintain it. It's like the image I can have. Okay, I remember. Oh yeah, there's this image I want to hold. Okay, and then how do I maintain it? Because it just like dissipates so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Practicing it, and again, moving more energy out of your body, discharging more, so that you're clearing more of the space inside of you, so you're not having that agitated energy, or, you know, that like resistance that's in. You got to kind of clean and cleanse and move that out, and then you'll be able to feel more relaxed, and then able to sustain bringing in, you know, elements of light or other images that might be supportive. So we're going to go.
Yeah. How long is the next meditation?
The next one is, I know we're going to go a little bit over, but it's 20 minutes.
Okay. Just want to let people know that this wonderful meditation that you're about to hear is about 20 minutes. And so we're going to go a little bit over our time. Usually we end at 8 o'clock. We're probably going to end at 10 minutes after. Also, this video will be available for all the people in our online membership site. And also the people that are doing our relationship mastery course. So you can go back and you can watch it. And if any of you have not joined our online membership site, we'll give you the link where you can do that. It's very inexpensive, and it is how you can access our live practice calls every Saturday, our live group coaching calls, I should say, every Saturday morning, and our ongoing Monday night practice groups, as well as all of our videos and all the amazing things that Emily and Katrina and I create. So I'm going to turn over to you to introduce the meditation.
Yeah. So this next meditation is going to be all about clearing cords of attachment. So we're going to work with somebody specifically in which we feel corded into, or we've lost our power to. You can do it with a lover. You can do it with a mother, a coworker. We're going to specifically be picking somebody. You don't have to know who that is now. Sometimes it comes up in the experience where you feel something and then you see an image of someone. Sometimes too, the techniques that I use in this other meditation, they can actually be done where you're not working with a specific person, but you're working with like a field of energy or an experience like the earthquake or the people. But specifically, I'm going to be asking us to pick a person. Clearing cords of attachment it's not bad. The attachments are not bad, but they're just ways that we merge when we open our field. When we feel needy or graspy, or we want something from somebody else, when there's that desperation, we often leave our center and hook into their field. When we become overly responsible or giving, or we obsess about people, or we're consistently thinking about someone, we're giving away often our power, our energy, and we hook into that other person. So again, what we're doing is we're clearing the leaks of the ways that we give our power away, and then bring that energy back to us, and then fill those leaks up, or plug those energy leaks up, so that we can be way more efficient in our energy. And again, come back to our center, source, right? Be resourced from source, and then consciously be able to work with honoring the other person's energy and feeling their energy and how to honor the space between. So you'll kind of go into the experience and really learn a lot more about these techniques. And then I've got some really powerful forgiveness work that we do at the end. So I just hope you really enjoy this. And Scott, you're going to have to be quiet because I'm just about to start the meditation. Okay, because it's just about to start. Okay. All right, guys. Enjoy the meditation. Because it's so sensitive.
I invite you to get yourself into a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes, dropping into your breath. Allow yourself to feel the nourishing inhale as you expand into your body. And releasing, letting go. Breathing, feeling the inhalation, expansion into your body. Releasing, allowing your body to relax onto the earth below you. Just knowing that you are safe. Anything that you experience in this visualization, you are safe. In present time, you are held. You are connected to the earth. And inviting you to just see what comes up for you when I ask these questions. Notice if there is a particular person that you perhaps feel tied into, to whom you can feel that your life force energy is being pulled on, or perhaps you feel a sense that your power is being given away. Noticing if perhaps you've been worried or maybe overly obsessed about someone or an issue pertaining to someone. Perhaps you've overly taken on the pain and or feelings of another. Noticing if you feel maybe responsible or guilty for something you have done or not done to a specific person. Noticing if you've continually fantasized about wanting something in particular from someone. Just noticing if any of these questions have brought into mind someone that you'd like to work with. Someone that you've noticed that you've exchanged a level of energy or that you're losing your energy to. And welcome that into your consciousness. Breathing. And notice if you can sense any energetic attachments on your body, or places in where you feel your life force is being pulled on. Notice if you can feel any constriction, tension, and or pain in your body, or any imbalances in the different energy centers or chakras on your body. Bringing into your awareness the other person. You may even notice where these attachments might tie into them on their field or their body. Just breathing, allowing yourself to notice whatever's coming into your mind's eye, into your consciousness. And notice how this feels. Just noticing what this feels like, this energy exchange between the two of you. Welcoming any textures, sensations, emotions, colors, body sensations. All is perfect. There's nothing wrong with any of these attachments or cords, for they have been serving you. Just take a deep breath and I invite you to connect to Source, connect to your higher power. Fill your whole body with light. Fill your body with this Source-filled energy. And ask for assistance from your guides, your angels, any wisdom keepers, or any energy or archetype that feels powerful for you, that's here to help support you and assist you in your healing and your transformation. And I invite you to bring down that energy, that assistance, in the form of a light coming through your arm. And I invite you to imagine that your arm is being transformed into a lightsaber of healing. Fill this lightsaber with divine healing energy, as this is an instrument, a divine instrument that's been gifted to you from Source. Feel its power, feel its radiance, feel its light. And I invite you to gently lift your arm, and you're going to just imagine cutting the cords of attachment on your body. Allow yourself to dive into fully the experience of, again, releasing these cords, cutting these cords of attachment, and breathe and allow them to release and let go. Inviting you to sound, shake, moan, release any energy, anything that's coming through your body. Releasing this energy from your body. Allowing any and all sensations to be felt and expressed and moved entirely out of your field. Keep opening your field of energy, letting this energy release and be transformed, transmuted back into the light of God, back into the light of Source. And I invite you to repeat these affirmations after me. I release any and all energies that are not mine. I release any and all energies that are not mine. I reclaim all my own energy back to me. I reclaim all my own energy back to me. Feel and imagine all of your own energy spiraling back to you. See, feel, and imagine all the energy from the other spiraling back to them. Feel an abundance of life force coming back to you. And again, feeling your energy, feeling full. You are both free, you are both liberated. Inviting you to consciously imagine now drawing a boundary of light around your body. Or imagine pulling your auric field close into your body and set your container, set your energetic boundary or shield around you. And now fill that space in your body. Consciously fill all those areas where you felt those attachments or leaks. Feel it being powered up with source field energy and light. And let this energy, let this light expand in all directions, moving through your body freely and moving out into your energetic boundary of light. Allow yourself to feel nourished, held and bathed in this healing energy. Feel it fully. And I invite you to repeat and affirm after me. I am safe, protected, and held in my own energetic boundary. I am safe, protected, and held in my own energetic boundary. I am filled with source energy and divine light. I am filled with source energy and divine light. Feel this, feel these words. Feel this being affirmed into your body, into your being. I now invite you to bring your awareness to the other that you are working with and see them in their own energetic boundary or field of light. This is their safe and contained space of their own energy, their body, their experiences, their feelings, and their needs. See if you can feel yourself in your own energetic boundary while also honoring and or sensing theirs. And now I invite you to imagine the space between your energetic boundaries. This space is the shared space in which you get to connect. The space between your own energetic fields of energy. This is how we honor each other fully without enmeshing into their field, grasping and or hooking into something from them. And again, honoring our own individuation while feeling the oneness in between our individuation, our energetic fields. See if you can just sense again this distinguishment, this awareness. Feeling this newfound sense of energetic awareness, respecting and honoring your own field, their own field, and the space between you. Breathe and feel this newfound freedom of honoring your sacred space, your own field, as well as honoring the sacred space, body, and energy body of another. And take a moment and forgive yourself for any part of you that dissipated your energy or lost your power or gave yourself away into another. Forgive yourself for all the ways that you may have displaced your energy in worrying, overgiving, feeling guilty, bad or wrong, perhaps wanting or pining something from somebody, needing them to be a certain way, perhaps just feeling overly responsible for them. Feel this compassion growing inside of you, inside of your heart. And take a moment and forgive others, forgive the other person for perhaps the ways they have done the same to you, and or which you felt your precious life force being pulled on. For again, they were doing the best that they knew how. Feel this compassion and love blooming inside of you. Let it grow, let it expand into all parts of you. Taking a moment and again bringing a hand to your heart. And just giving yourself gratitude and appreciation for anything that you experienced, felt, and or gained from this visualization and meditation. Breathing in your body and coming back to your breath. And feeling the weight of your body on the earth, coming back into present time, perhaps gently wiggling some toes or some fingers, gently bringing back some gentle movement into your body. Coming back into presence. Thank you so much for listening to this meditation and visualization. And invite you to journal or self-reflect.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you. I know that that was a relatively long experience. Maybe it wasn't long for certain people, but would definitely love to just open it up and hear from anyone if they want to share a certain piece that came to them or a certain awareness or anything they felt in their body, or would love to hear you. David.
And then Kate.
So I've decided I'm going to change my name to Rainbow Maca Sunshine. And you know, this is all still so new for me. And you know,
They didn't do meditations like this when you were in the Army?
not so much. There's a lot of praying though. You know, it's scary to get in touch with the stuff and all the people that are in my head and in my heart and in my system. It's really daunting for me. And as a man, you know, we're not trained, we're not used to being able to share that and really trust that we can go there and we'll be okay. You know, for me, I dabble into that vulnerability, and then, you know, a series of shame and sadness comes up, and then my go-to is anger, because I'm just waiting for someone to tease me about it, you know. So that's, you know, that's interesting. But I love this. I mean, I keep coming back. I'm either glutton for punishment or I just fell for the, you know, the tagline. But I desperately need this, and it's making a difference in my life. And you know, I'm just grateful for you guys. I really am. I'm grateful for the people that are here to witness us and share their stuff with us. So
that's beautiful.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Kate.
Okay, so I just realized, you know, I used to do this kind of practice all the time, and I don't know why, but somewhere along the line, I just stopped doing it. I used to have my silver sword that would cut the ties in the front and the back, and my golden light and my blue protective aura around it. And I used to do this stuff all the time, and I just stopped doing it. And I realized just from hearing this meditation, this needs to become a regular practice for me. And it's one way for me to really be able to maintain much more calm, much more witness to what's my stuff and what's other people's stuff. And, you know, I just think I'm going to feel much more balanced and peaceful if I can do this as a regular practice. I mean, I just felt a huge difference just being in touch with taking responsibility for my own energy field.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I have a lot of energy leaks, and I need to seal those up. I need to like get the psychic plumber on board here and get those sealed up. So thank you
so much. I'd love to share a little bit of kind of I did the experience with you guys, and I was kind of feeling like I wanted to move more energy, and I was like, I want to make sure they hear it as well. But I've been noticing I've been really wanting something from somebody, and they're not able to give it to me. And so I have that energy of that, like real, like you could say neediness or piningness, or like there's that I'm pulling on their energy. And of course that's not attractive, and they can probably feel that. But I just noticed it's like because I'm so not getting it the way I want, I then kind of start obsessing about it. And there's a lot of pain and grief there. Like as I was feeling a lot of cords on my heart because I'm not feeling that fulfillment. And then I noticed that the cords were going to their back, like stabbing in their back. And I noticed in that visualization, I had this tremendous amount of guilt come up. Like, oh my God, like that, like needing them to be a certain way is like the cords of energy are like affecting them. And then I felt this guilt, but then also a level of like compassion. And then I felt grief, like a deep-seated grief of like, but then I felt this sadness of like, if I pull out this cord, then I'm going to lose my sense of love that I feel toward this person. So this all was going on to me at once. But I recognize that it's harming me. It's harming me and it's harming them. And so I was like, I've got to move through the grief. I've got to let go of the cords because this isn't serving me, and it's not holding on to this, like the way that I want it. It's harming me. And so that helped me to be able to let it go. So again, I felt a lot of resistance to be able to let the cords go, even though I had the guilt, even though I don't want to let this go. So that came up for me a lot. And it's like a revelation, because in a way, I've not been wanting to do this cord cutting ceremony with this particular person because I've been scared in a certain way. So that was what came up for me.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, about how I think often we don't want to cut cords because we're afraid if we cut cords, we're going to lose the connection. I mean, I've even felt that with my mother, who passed away 8 years ago. It's kind of like my way of honoring her is by still staying corded into her, even if it's all psychological. So no, the cutting cords doesn't mean you're cutting the connection. It just means you're cutting the unconscious connection. And so there's a big difference there. So.
And then again, like at the end, the forgiveness work of like, wow, like recognizing my graspiness is like, you know, forgiving myself for that, and the beauty of what I want, instead of, you know, focusing on the judgment of it being graspy or needy or like I'm hurting him, right? Letting that go. And then forgiving him for the ways that he just hasn't been able to give me what I need. Like he's doing the best to take care of himself. So that was like a big piece too, is the forgiveness piece actually helped like really like seal it more in. Yeah. So, and maybe one last share, if there's anybody that wants to share anything that they, Sasha.
This was really helpful for me, and really helpful and so timely, because I've been very involved with helping a friend who's been in a lot of pain and kind of a desperate situation with her housing. And I've gone like totally overly involved with her. And I've just realized actually in the last day or so that I needed to pull that, because it was just much and not good for me. And so this has helped me like see that it's okay, to see that I can still be there for her in ways that are good, but not to the same degree at all. So it's really helped me a lot.
Yay. Yay.
You know, I want to acknowledge all of you that are caretakers, or caregivers, healers. And of course, you know, there's that longing to be of service, but then finding the balance of being of service, but maintaining your energetic boundaries.
And your boundaries in general.
And I'd love for us to just all twinkle Emily, who's put so much energy into this work, learning it and then creating these meditations. She spent a lot of time creating this. So thank you.
Thank you.
And share it with your friends, you know. Please just share this with your friends. We're going to, you know, we ideally really want to encourage people to join our online membership portal. You get so much out of it.
And thank you, Shakti Shiva, for posting the YouTube links to both of them. And you can actually go back and listen to this. So it's powerful to be guided. I mean, you know, like even just listening to my own guidance really allowed me to relax and just be able to go into the experience as well. So it's really powerful to be led, you know, because we can feel that, we can feel the energetic field or the container holding us, so we can let go. And again, it's all this stuff is just practice. You know, I've been working on conscious energetic boundaries for 11 years. So that's like, you know, I've started working with it with like once I really started to get in a lot of physical pain, I started seeing an energetic healer that really helped me a lot. I saw her every week for 6 years to clear out a lot of pain in my body. So I've done a lot of work to get myself here. And again, if you are an empath, it just, and you're sensitive, it takes a lot of work to continue to maintain yourself. So just a lot of compassion and for whatever you need, you know, to get the support and care that you need for yourself. It's number one. It's so important. So that said, love you so much, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to see a lot of the people that join us, Art and Sharon and all of you, Mary Lee, Greg. Thank you all for joining us. And for those of you who don't belong to our online membership portal, please join.
It's $11 a month or $90 a year. So, and We're going to be closing these practice groups. We've been opening to the public of our whole list, but we'll be closing it probably in like 2 or 3 weeks. And this will only be available on Monday nights for members. So if you're really enjoying this, please help support us to continue to grow Love Coach Academy, because we want to, again, make these tools accessible to to everybody worldwide.
Yeah, thank you. And every Saturday at 10 o'clock Pacific time, group coaching calls. And that's for members of our membership site or our online courses. All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Lots of love. Enjoy your evening.